Year's resolution, and I feel like all of our New Year's resolution is to be less on our phone, to spend less time on our phone. Changed some things around my habits and my planning and everything to like kind of set myself up for success. Because what I realized looking at my New Year's resolution last year, which was the same, I want to be less on my phone, I never really made like a list of things that I would like to do instead. Like I didn't really analyze my habits. I didn't really look at it like when am I spending time on my phone, when am I like understimulated and want to like reach for it. And I didn't really plan on like what to do instead and how to avoid these gaps where I reach for my phone. So this year I wanted to make some changes and I wanted to share them with you. I made a list in my Filofax that my friend gifted me. I love it. And this is already like a part of not looking at my phone. Like this is my substitute for my notes app. I don't want to put things in my notes app anymore. I want to write them down my Filofax. It's so practical. It's like so small. I can just take it with me everywhere. And this is where I write my to-do list. This is where I write like ideas that I have for, I don't know, YouTube or TikTok or anything. I wrote down, I don't know, a list of hobbies that I want to try. I reached for my notes app, now I reach for my little Filofax. I also have like my to-do list here. I do meal planning here. I think I have this list here. I do this with my boyfriend every week to like, so that we don't have to think about it like during the week. And before I used to write it down in my notes app, and now I just have my little card. And then I thought to myself, like, when is like the time that I am reaching for my phone first? And I have to admit that in the past, it was in the morning. I always drink my coffee in bed in winter, and usually I reach for my phone because I don't really have like an alternative plan, you know. I try to like read, and I do read now because I'm like in a reading mood, but if I have like a reading slump, I would reach for my phone, and then I would tell myself that it's okay because I'm just like looking for inspiration, and I was like scrolling on Pinterest, and I mean that's okay, but still it's not, I felt like it was not good for me that I already had like an hour of screen time before I even started my day. So I started The Artist's Way this year. I follow the book from Julia Cameron to find your inner artist, or like connect with your inner artist to like be more creative. And I feel like this book is for everyone who always like looked for ways for creative outlets or for ways to express themselves, and really, really helpful, I have to say. And her strategy consists of two main basic principles, and one is that you write your morning pages. And this is what I now do with my coffee in the morning. Like I have it in bed and I write in my morning pages journal. You can just use any notebook that you have laying around. And Julia Cameron proposes that you write 3 pages in the morning, just stream of consciousness. And in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, 3 pages. Like I couldn't even do 1 page a day last year, every day, like most days, but not every day. And I started it kind of hesitant, but I told myself that I really want to do it. And I kind of set myself up for success by placing the notebook right next to my nightstand and like preparing everything so that it's just as easy to reach for my notebook instead of my phone. And I started and I really, really love it. Like I cannot imagine not doing them anymore. I hope it stays that way, but I just really write whatever. I just get my thoughts out. I just write, okay, I don't know what to write. I write about my day, all the things that I want to do, all the things that I want to try, and the creative thoughts come flowing someday. You know, it's not every day that I have like a breakthrough idea, but I kind of connect with myself. I think that it wouldn't work for me to just like tell myself, okay, I'm doing morning pages tomorrow because someone on the internet told me that this would be good for me. For me, it was helpful to like read this book, or not the whole book, but like the first chapter, and like before the first chapter begins, before the week begins, and to like choose a date where you feel like there's like a new beginning. Like I started on the 1st of January, like classic, but also maybe your birthday, maybe like the first of February, like something where you feel like something new could begin. I think this is a good moment to like kind of start with a new habit. Another big thing this year for me is just reading. I mean, it's like the best way for me to stay off my phone. And I know that this is like for people who can't get into reading, or who are in a reading slump, which I was a long time before that. What helped me was to tell myself that I just want to read 20 pages a day. And I've realized that if I don't read them, these books will never be read. And I don't know why, but this like basic thought really helped me to like dive back into it. And currently I finished Breed of Angels by Patti Smith yesterday, and I'm just going to use this to talk about it. It's a memoir, it's her latest memoir, and I haven't read any Patti Smith book before this year, and in January I read Just Kids first, and I bought Just Kids in this book because I somehow felt like I would love Just Kids, and of course I did. And this book was so beautiful. Like, it was, especially towards the end, it was filled with nostalgia, and it just felt like stream of conscious writing in the end. And it also felt like poems within a book, like everything was poetry. And I finished this yesterday, and now I started Patti Smith M Train just because I'm in the mood. Like, I want to dive into her universe, and I heard that this is a lot about drinking coffee in the same cafe. So I'm so intrigued. And I bought this from the library, which I can also recommend if you don't want to spend the money on books, or if you want to try out like new forms of literature that you're not sure if you will like them. And afterwards, I just want to show you because the cover is so beautiful. Like, I always wanted to read The Secret History, but I hate the cover so much, and my friend showed me this beautiful cover. If you type in vintage contemporaries, you will find this. And what I also love, it's a floppy book cover, and these are just the books I want to read. I wrote like a Substack post about how I choose books by how they feel. Yeah, I just love it. Like, this is perfect. Okay, continuing with the next point. I don't use the calendar app because I have a calendar. Like, I have my Hobonichi. I don't need to look up dates. I just look here. They have like an overview of the whole year of 2027. Then I can write, like, I don't really use this overview, but you could like put in birthdays here, which is what I did in my previous Hobonichi. And I use this to like write down important things that I don't want to forget, like what you would use your calendar app for. CD player here, so when we want to listen to music while we're eating or doing something, I do not like connect it with Bluetooth, but I have some CDs that we listen to. I don't know, FX Twin, that you can just like listen to as ambient background music. That is really nice. We have Yang Lean. So yeah, just like favorites that we listen to all over again. And another thing that is so basic, but I just started doing it this year, is like setting a time restriction to my app. I just do it for TikTok because this is like my only problem, I think. Feel like Instagram is just boring. The only thing I like to do is to watch what Patti Smith is doing on like reading and what kind of coffee she's drinking. Just asking yourself what to do instead is like was really helpful for me, and I think maybe it could also be helpful to you.